Welcome dear viewers in this video about accounting rules within the company. Let's start with the internal team first, and more particularly the senior accountant. Their responsibility is to configure the basic setup of the accounting application, like the chart of accounts, the journals, and the taxes. Once this is done and the accounting is live, they are responsible for validating the invoices and the bills, processing the payments, and generating the legal reports. To help them, there's also the accounting assistants whose responsibility is the day-to-day bookkeeping of the company, meaning vendor bills encoding the customer invoices, processing the bank statements, and managing the payment follow-ups. We have to say that these actions need to be done fast, as the senior accountant needs to validate all those afterwards. Next stakeholder within the internal team is the CFO, the Chief Financial Officer, whose responsibility is to monitor the financial health of the company. And in Odoo, they have different tools to make sure that this works, like in legal reporting, like balance sheet and profit and loss, and some management tools like the analytic accounting and the budget management. Based on all those information, they're going to be able to take quick and efficient decisions for the financial health of the company. Let's jump now to external stakeholders like the chartered accountant, whose responsibility is to close the tax period and the fiscal year of the company. And to do so, they need to review the journal items that are within that period, and they can check that through the balance sheet, through the profit and loss report. They're going to have to make some adjustments if necessary in those entries. And finally, they will have to book the closing journal entry. Next up is the auditor. The auditor ensures that the financial statements are truthful and fair to make sure that external stakeholders take decisions that are rational, relevant, and reasonable. And lastly, we might have some interactions with the authorities that can intervene to avoid fraud in your accounting, for example, for unreported revenue, tax report inconsistencies, unpaid taxes, and so on. You may see that all those, we have a lot of different stakeholders, but they all work together with one application, the accounting app. On the internal side, we're going to have the senior accountant that is going to set up the application, then the accounting assistants that are going to book the entries within the app, and that are going to be then validated by the senior accountant again. And all those information are going to be exploited from the CFO to make sure that the financial health of the company is ensured. On the external side, we might have some interactions with the chartered accountant to close our tax periods and our fiscal year, and also have a check from the auditor to make sure that our accounting is done properly. And lastly, the authorities that will control that our accounting is done by the rules. The accounting process is difficult, but you need to remember that everything, all the responsibilities that we've talked about can be managed all within our application, our accounting application. That's all for me in this video. Thank you for watching.